Alrighty, my friends. Any duplicants dial I was away? Hopefully no. Hopefully GG cookie time, no dead duplicates. Oh, I paused it. I was paused. Whoops, they didn't get anything done while I was AFK. Okay. Cthulhu is warping time and space and minds by his presence alone. Oh my god. Alright, so I was trying to think how I want to do this full setup. I want to use the lava that's going to come out of here to create a controlled steam room that I probably eventually want to actually use for power. You're back with an FTL thought that came to you while watching my recent Manta Sea run. No, I can talk FTL and Oni, Dave. Lay it on me, Hamlo. Lay it on me. I'm thinking we do a similar dispensary method. As we did... actually, no. As we did down on our petroleum build. Actually, what I want to do is this. And then I have an idea for how we're going to use said... how we're going to use said... What am I trying to say? Lava. So we want the lava to fall down using the door and the automation thing. So let's take a look at this automation. I've been thinking I want to understand how this works. It's going to be a different build where we don't need to use a robo-miner. We're going to drop some lava, but instead of falling to this empty space, we actually are going to have it fall on mesh tiles. And then it'll force it down to the right, and then we cycle that stuff through. I wonder how he gets rid of the igneous rock when the heat goes down, I wonder. But, because basically, when it turns a certain temperature, it sends a signal to 20 seconds. How does this only open for a very small amount of time? That's what I want to know. Because it opens for a small amount of time. How does the timing work with this? Is it the NOT gate? Because this opens only a short... Oh, it's got the double door thing. That's what it is. Okay. Thoughts on Heal Burst paired with Clone Bay boarding? You feel that it's most likely to happen on Mantis C or Slug B, obviously, but I wonder if that wouldn't be a decent solution for Heal Burst. What solution? Just getting a Clone Bay? Yeah, it's a great thing to do. You got traumatized from watching one of those fights in the Zoltan controlled Sector 3. I'm not sure what your suggestion is or what your thought is. Clone Bay plus Heal Bomb is great. So if you could get it on Slug B, Clone Bay is amazing. I'd much rather get that over Heal Bay for sure. Okay, so I think the door needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's the 10th slot where the first door is. I want to copy kind of this build here. Yeah, so the 10th slot is where the door is right in line with the lava. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. So that's going to be a steel mechanized airlock. Right. 10th slot there. And then it would be obsidian insulated tile all around it there, I believe is what we would want to do. And I'm going to cancel that to get this filled in so it's a vacuum. Your lava dropper should most likely only be 1 tile high. Don't know if some of the debris doesn't get pushed upwards when you pour 2 tiles of lava onto 2 tiles of mesh. You sadly have no experience in that regard. Ah, well, if it's going to be 2 tiles, maybe if I do 3 tiles of mesh, that would force the extra down. Because, yeah, we're kind of vamping here if we do this differently. It's definitely a build we have not done before, and we're trying to slightly alter it. Altering the deal. And the build. Clone Bay plus Recon Teleport is great, we know that. You just wondered what your thoughts on Clone plus Heal Burst were, since that seemed like another way to minimize skill loss from cloning. I think it's great. It's great. Definitely, you should do it. If you have the option, do it. It's a very useful thing. This should keep that polluted water, polluted oxygen from coming through. And it's actually, I would say, probably a more efficient way of doing it. As long as you have the missiles for it. Because with Clone Bay plus Reconstructive Teleport is 55 scrap and an augment slot they're using to not lose training. Heal Bomb, if you have Clone Bay, saves you the augment slot, basically. Just costs you missiles whenever you need to do it. Yeah, I would say if you ever have the option of Clone Bay or Heal Bay, Clone Bay is almost always the better option anyway, so. Okay, so that should be good. So mechanized airlock will be here. And then we're going to have it fall a certain distance. I don't think it matters how big the distance is, but we just want enough distance so that'll separate, I guess. So how do I want to do this? City in here. So we want it to fall onto mesh tiles. We know that 2 tiles are falling with the way we're doing it. So let's do 3 high mesh tiles. Let's try that. It'll sit on obsidian here. And then it'll be touching obsidian here. And then we can do some other thing like maybe igneous rock. Well, probably anything that the lava would touch needs to be obsidian, so we'll do obsidian all the way up. You're more used to managing with a med bay in mind rather than a clone bay. You never have scrap when a clone bay is available. Or get reconstructive, use extra system slot for something else. Yeah. That's the great thing about FTL. So many different ways you can do it. Okay. And I'm gonna wanna, well, you know what, these mesh tiles, we're gonna want this to be all vacuumed out too. So now that I know where they're gonna be, I'm gonna fill it in with other tiles. So let me look at the build from Francis John. So to the bottom left of this is going to be a, I think it's a temp shift plate is what's bottom left of that. I believe that's a temp shift plate that would be right out of diamond here. And then we would have a floor here. And I think I can stop using obsidian now. Here I can just go like igneous rock for the rest of these guys. This is going to be our room where all the stuff's going to go. I really need to move this ladder way over here so I can have room to build. Oh, damn it, I do not need obsidian frickin' ladders here. Wasting obsidian on that. Let's do ladder. Mafic rock just over here. Okay. You gotta go get ready for work, Hamla? Alright, well, thanks for your FTL thoughts. We'll see you later, my friend. Have a good one. Alright, so let's see. And then this is gonna be, I need to figure out, We're supposed to have we have a double door, so that's what I need to set up here, a double door. So some space and then a double door. Oh wait, I need a double door below here, actually. So 2 spaces, then the double door, so it drops the 2 guys there. Okay, so 2 spaces down will be another door. Yeah. So let me get rid of, let's see, 1, 2, this ladder here. And that's going to be a door right there, out of steel. Obsidian tile. We need to get rid of these ladders so I can get rid of gases in there. Dumbledore! It's a Dumbledore! That's right. Dumbledore, best door. What's up, FB Kevy? How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, let's go all the way up there and get across that way. All right. Telescope idle. I feel like there's more bodies in this galaxy or this solar system than other places I've had. I wonder, will I be able to reach that? Yeah, actually they'll be able to walk into there. Yeah. Cool. So that'll do that. Obsidian tile touches all this. Okay, so this lava is going to fall onto 3 mesh tiles. And then it's going to get pushed out to here. So this is going to need to be obsidian guys there. And okay, I think that will work. I mean, we'll have to see, of course, but that's the idea. And for now, I'm going to fill these in with tiles so that we don't have gases in there. Actually, they're not going to be able to reach that until, so I like ladder down to that. So let's do just ladders there to reach this for now. All right, so we're kind of coming up with our own build right now. This build might not work. Hopefully we can make this work. I want to do a similar sensor thing, though, for automation thing for what we did before. Unreachable food. Who is it? You. Okay. Because your ladders aren't there. Okay, that's fine. Once the ladders get built, you'll be fine. Go up this way, yeah. All right, so let's figure out automation. Basically, we want a temperature sensor where? I think I'm going to want a temperature sensor. How do we have it set up down here? It's where the rocks. Here we have the thermosensor there. I think we're going to want the thermosensor on top of the temp shift plate. And that'll tell us when it gets cold enough to drop more lava to heat up the steel, or the water to create steam. So, thermosensor made of steel right here. And so, for those who understand automation better, help me understand what's happening here. Basically, when this gets below a certain temperature, memory toggle goes to this whole reset thing that is a little confusing to me. Set port and reset port, memory output. This thing is confused the hell out of me, a memory toggle. I don't know how this works. So when this sends a green signal, what happens? Sets the internal memory to green. So I guess it turns this to green, which opens this door. Reset the internal memory to red. How does it get reset? It gets reset after 20 seconds, I guess, by the filter gate. Is that what happens? The 20 seconds is the time for the RoboMiner to do its thing. For what I want it to do, I just want it to open a short enough time to let that bit through. So I think all I have to do is, once this turns green, I think all I would need would be the NOT gate. I think I would just need a thermosensor to go directly to this door, and then to the NOT gate and to this setup. And that means when the temperature turns too low, it would open it and let the lava through, I think. I think I would only need like half of this build. Because this filter gate gives 20 seconds for the RoboMiner to work. And since we're not using the RoboMiner, I think I can do half of this build. The debris will automatically be swept away by the auto sweeper. I would put a weight plate beneath the temp shift plate and set it to above 100 kilograms or so. A weight plate beneath the temp shift plate. Okay. How is this different from a buffer gate? I don't know. I don't understand the gates very well. But what I think I need, I might add a temp or a weight plate. But I think what I would need is a NOT automation. I would need a NOT filter. Where are you? NOT gate out of steel. And then automation wire out of steel. I believe this is all I would need for it to be, when this temperature goes below, we'll probably do around whatever a good temperature would be for steam, like 180 degrees or something. So that when this goes below 180, it sends a green signal, opens that door, closes that door, lets the stuff flow through. I might want a buffer or something, but I think that would be what I would want it to do. Buffer gate sends out green signal for X seconds. A filter gate sends a green signal once it receives a green signal for X seconds. Did I understand the memory block? It's kind of complicated to explain without a wall of text. I think I'm getting an idea for it. This logic stuff is pretty confusing to me since I'm, not a programmer, so I think what I can do is I can actually work in here if I deconstruct all this and put a ladder in here. This will keep a vacuum in here. These blocks will keep this separated so no air flows into there, and I can at least get this set up. Alright, so ladder out of Havoc Rock here. So, is my thinking correct? If I set this to below, say 100 degrees, if it gets below 180 degrees, that should do what I want it to do. So if it's above 180 degrees, this will send a red signal which will keep it closed and the lava won't flow through. Once it goes above 180, it'll send this signal to let it through there. I'm a little worried that maybe I would need a buffer or something to give a little bit of delay or something. I wonder if I'd want to put a delay in there or something. Buffer gate. Continue sending a green signal for an amount of buffer time after the input receives a red signal. The set port, set the memory. Once it receives a signal green on the set port, it will hold this signal until it receives a green signal on the reset port. Right. So there's more steps if you want to use a memory toggle, which I don't know that I want to do that. Okay, well let's get our steam room set up, because I think I can at least copy this just from Francis John's build. You'd put the temp sensor into the middle of the water boiler, but that might be a personal taste. Yeah, that makes sense. Because this is going to be the hottest in the room. That definitely makes sense. So if we do somewhere, I mean, we might even want it to be as far away from there, so that would be whatever the lowest temperature would be. But basically, his room is, let's look at his room here. His room is 3 high and wide enough for 2 steam turbines. Okay, so, and 1 block separating. All right, so 1 block separating is that block right there. So this would be here. So it'd be there and there, right? And this doesn't need to be obsidian. This can just be whatever igneous rock here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be like that. Yeah, there's your fresh or B deposit. The active temperature transfer happens on the rails. Okay. And so that's another thing I got to think about. So the so basically what we're going to have is we're going to have a conveyor loader. Now I don't know where these things go. Do these get dumped out after the heat is put in here? Where does the actual stuff get dumped out? Does it just go on the ground? I see something on this thing that I don't know what it is on the bottom right of his little thing. I don't... Does it just dump the stuff on the ground in here, or does it like dump it out below this thing, like outside of this thing? Because we have like an auto sweeper which picks it up there. It dumps it on the ground with a temp shift plate. So it... Oh! So it picks it up off of there, and then it just flows through and puts it back down on the ground? Steel, thank you. Thank you. That's lead. That's lead. We don't want lead. Thank you. This should all be steel. Good call. Good call. Alright, so steel. Start it there probably. And then auto sweeper. Out of steel. This would pick up the hot stuff off of here. It would put it in here. It would flow through and then back and forth and then get dumped out again here. I feel like as it loses its heat, you would want it to not be in here anymore, right? Because eventually you're going to have a bunch of not hot rocks. Put it outside the boiler for igneous rock for hatches at 100 degrees. Okay, so it's going to pick it up off here. It's going to run through here. And then we just dump it out. I think that's what we're doing. Do the rails need to be steel too? I assume they probably do. And then we'd like just dump it out here onto storage where they can pick up, or place where they can just pick up some igneous rock for my hatches, basically. So kind of like that. So that will be hot igneous rock that will go through here, turn the water into steam. I think that will work like that. We're gonna need to pour water into here, so let me... Actually... I probably want... How much water do I want in here? Because if I'm going to be pulling this water for steam, for my steam rockets, I'm going to want to be able to pour extra water in here as we're taking it out, basically. Rand building with the wrong material? That never happens. That always happens. Okay. Do I want temp shift plates in here? What does he have on his thing? Does he have temp shift plates in the background? I don't think I see any. I'm gonna need to pump this out of. We know we're eventually gonna pump the steam out, so I guess I can put a thing in here to pump it out myself. Okay. I can't see everything. Oh my god, my voice. My gosh, what's wrong with my voice? I can't see everything that is in his build from that picture because some of the things are covered up. So, can't see exactly where he's dumping all his water. Looks like he's dumping his water away from this. We actually thought of making 2 boiler rooms, one set to 200C and the other to 125, 130C for one boiler room with maximum steam turbine output, the other to get the maximum amount out of the lava as possible. Ah, interesting. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do something quite that complicated myself here. Wow, that's a cool looking planet. For starters, I probably am not even going to use the steam turbines. Well, yeah, I guess I will. I'm going to want to be able to add extra water in here. I'll be able to do that manually if I use... Can I pour salt water in here? Salt water should be fine for this. Yeah. So if I were to get... salt water into here. Into this system. I'm going to go around... so I can control it. Have a bridge. This will allow me to dump extra water in there as needed. Trying to think how much water I'm going to need for this. This is Maffic Rock, that's fine. Hey, what's up, Kotan the Gross? Saltwater works, just remember that 10 kilograms of salt water will not be 10 kilograms of steam. Okay. That's fine. So this is going to be picking up, it's going to be, what, igneous rock, I guess? Igneous rock. Yeah. We are going to need some power over here. Let's actually get... we're going to want to plug these guys into power lines here. Because these will be producing power for our system here. And I do not want it to interact with any of that stuff, so I'm just going to go around and across here. There, and we will do a is that gonna work? Large power transformer? No, it's gotta be like this. Ugh. Why don't you let me cancel that screen, you stupid game? Like that. Just a regular tile here. And then we can do power across here for some of these things. And this can be lead power lines, I believe. Alright, and this will power the things inside of here. This will probably need to be steel, though. Steel power lines in here. Do that. And a conductive wire bridge of gold here. Okay. Oh, and my doors are going to need to be powered too. So let's do steel power lines. To there. Okay, I think that will work. Nothing so much as chilling, enjoying the stream. Some volcano tapping, I guess. Yeah, we're going to attempt to use this volcano, which is going to be active in 8 cycles, to create something that will allow us to send steam up to steam rockets, and then also eventually give us some power. That's the plan, or the thought. That's the idea with what we're trying to make happen here. We'll see if I can make it work, because we're kind of taking an amalgamation of a Francis John build and altering it to something that will hopefully do what I want it to do, basically. All right, so if we are going to pump steam out of this, we're going to want a steel steam pump here, or gas pump. This is going to go up to steam rockets, which are going to be basically right above this. This is going to be insulated. I'm hoping this will be about 180 plus degree steam, so I'm thinking I don't need ceramic for this. You know, I can put a temperature sensor on this to make sure it doesn't pump it out unless it's that temperature, so we'll plan on that. And we'll go outside of this guy, and then above here. And this will go wherever it's going to go, basically. Do a gas bridge here. That. Some specific things you want to do with it, or just getting power and steam? Just power and steam for now. And it's mainly the steam because we want to get to steam rockets, and this is what we're doing, kind of a more complicated build to get steam. However, one of the goals I wanted to do with this map was learn how to use volcanoes better, so we're kind of using this as a project for that too. Learn how to use volcanoes and doing it in a way that I haven't done before. And I definitely want this to be closed off here. Obsidian. Do that. Put in an aqua tuner in preparation of cooling the steam turbine. Cooling the steam turbines. Probably is a good idea to put an aqua tuner in here, huh? Give myself a little bit of a cooling loop as well. How many rockets? They don't need much as you switch to other rocket fuel quickly, I assume. Yeah. Although, if I get a good steam setup, maybe I'll use steam rockets for a bunch of time just to get materials, you know? So if I did thermal aqua tuner steel here, and then gas pump steel here. Would I have enough power in this line for everything we're doing here? 2,000, 1,200. I think we could power all that with that one power line. We will do steel inside of here. If you got enough obsidian, you could run the gas through the magma dropper to keep it hot. You need solid boosters to transport cargo with steam rockets. Oh, okay. Solid boosters uses oxalite. Well, that's definitely something we could do too. We'll see. I know it's kind of a complicated build. The good thing is we're going to be able to use this for steam power even after we don't need the steam for the rockets anymore. So this is kind of a serving a double duty build here, basically. Okay, you know what? Let's actually do, because I don't want to overload my wires, let's do a double, what was it, double small transformer? I've never done that. Let's actually do that just so I don't overload this thing. Are these things 3 wide or 2 wide? These are 2 wide, right? Yeah, so, because these do 1,000 each, right? Yeah, so if I did this, deconstruct that guy, and lead here, and I could just do this. Can I do lead for this? I can't. Okay. So that would make it so we only get 2,000 watts there and we don't overload anything. Oxalite and rust shall be used for the solid fuel buster. Should be used for that? Okay. I highly recommend using 2 gas pumps to get full supply. One pump provides 500 grams. The pipe holds 1,000 or 1 kilogram. Do I have room for a second pipe? Yeah, that's true, because steam rockets do take a long time to fill if we're only doing half of it. Can I fit another one in here? Oh, let's Not sure why I can't put it there. I guess because that thing's in the way. But okay, we can do that. Yeah, much faster. It's a good idea. It's twice as fast, you could say. So what I want to do is thermosensor, steel. I only want it to pump out if it's going to be over a certain temperature so that it doesn't lose too much temperature in the transfer process. So we're going to put an or a thermosensor there for that too. Okay. And what we can do for now is once we get everything set up in here, we can close this off and use this as a way to pump out the auction here. So we have a vacuum before we get steam going in there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, this is I'm having to let my brain figure this out. So thermal aqua tuner. So we're using that as like a cooling loop here. So I would want this to be insulated pipe. There. There. This is just going to be a very basic setup to go cool these guys down. And maybe add a little extra heat into the system, right? So it would be like just... just a couple aluminum pipes should give plenty of cooling, I'm thinking there. 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 And then I would need a temperature, what is it called? Liquid pipe thermosensor. Put that right there. And then automation. This can just be lead here. There. And it's going into there. Am I okay with that being lead? Automation. Cancel that. We'll do steel on the inside here, just in case. I think these will melt, but you know, whatever. There. Make a second room divided by a mechanized airlock and an automation switch. Once you're done with the steam rockets, you can close the door, reclaim the pumps, and wall it in. If you plan to build diagonally, you can reclaim the airlock as well. Second room divided by a mechanized airlock and an automation switch. Once you're done with the steam rockets, you can close the door, reclaim the pumps, and wall it in. I don't know what you're saying, Zoli. I don't know what you're telling me there. Gas pipe and vacuum can be of any rock. It won't interact unless there's a medium. Okay. Need space for a rail shutoff and a rail tem sense. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Oh, rail... a rail shutoff and a rail... Oh, is that what that other stuff is in his thing that I can't tell? Conveyor shutoff. Okay, what is... So this will turn off the conveyor when what happens? I didn't know there was a rail temperature sensor. Okay, so... how would this work? I don't know how settings work on this. I'm assuming when it gets to a certain temperature, it shuts off the conveyor. How would I do that? What would I want that to be? Is that when it gets too hot, it stops moving them through? Keep in mind, if you want to provide more liquid into the system, use a shutoff outside so water won't stay in the pipe instead of the hot box. Inside the hot box. Oh, I don't need that. I have pliers. I already have this right here outside of the hot box. I can just disconnect it with pliers. I'm going to manually do it myself. I want to control the water in here. Turns out the conveyor until the igneous is heat depleted. Once the debris gets too cold, it gets cycled. Turns out the conveyor until the igneous heat is depleted. Once the debris gets too cold, it gets cycled. So I guess I'm going to want a conveyor shut off at the end of this thing, because I'm going to want stuff to just be sitting in here putting its heat out, right? I really wish I could do a shut off on a wall. Actually, I guess I could do it. Oh, I can't place it on top of the thermal aqua tuner. You're building an Oni and taking screenshots? Okay. Let's see. I wonder if I can put my aqua tuner right here, actually. If I could put my aqua tuner here, that would leave me space for the shut off here. I think I have enough space to put that right there. I'll need to change my piping a bit, but that shouldn't be an issue. So, again, we're kind of making our own build here. We're mix and matching builds, so not just copying and pasting like I often do. Okay, so this will work. So I need to deconstruct those things there. Okay, and so I would do a conveyor shutoff there. Good. This will keep all the heated stuff inside the box. And I can put my conveyor chute back here. And then well, I'll figure out a sensor for it. For now, let me get this set up. So we would want the pipes on this to be plumbing, liquid bridge there, insulated there, there, and then it goes back into this loop, and then we just fill this in, and that will be our cooling loop. Okay. And I do need automation wire in here now. Deconstruct that automation wire. Have this be lead all the way down here. And then we do steel up into here. No constant refilling, just for the first rockets. Got it? Yes, that's the thing. I might eventually... I don't know. We'll have to see. How much power? Okay, that only takes 10 power. That's good. We'll see if I like this system well enough that I'll want to put in a shutoff to have it be automated. For now, I'm not planning on having it automated. Are these steel lines in here? They are. Okay, let me cancel that one because I want this to be... I want these to be steel in here just to make sure. There. There. Okay, and then there. Man, is that going to be too much potential power usage? I think we're still in good range here. Oh crap, it's already dumping, it's already picking up stuff actually. I guess we had igneous rock in here. Yeah, there was just igneous rock sitting in here. Okay. Tuner, like every other critical stuff, is best placed away from the dropper. Without proper automation, you could overheat these buildings, which could end up painfully. Either that or just keep the pressure high to handle the spikes. Tuner placed away from the dropper. I don't know. Oh. Okay. So you're saying the dropper here is too close to the aqua tuner? Why? Without proper automation, you could overheat these buildings. I don't think this is gonna overheat. I mean... Gosh, I don't know. We're gonna... again, we're testing, so I'm going to see how this works anyway. So we need a shipping... I have printables. And my telescope's idle. Jesus, too much stuff. Okay. Wow, all these gas giants here. So I need the temperature sensor. Conveyor rail thermo sensor. So basically, I want this to be as close to this guy as I can put it, which... Alright, it's looking like I need to move this pump over here so I can put it right next to this guy. Either that or just keep the pressure high. Just add as much mass in the hot box and it should be fine. Water and temp shift. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this here so I can put the conveyor rail thermosensor. I assume I'm going to want it right next to this thing because that's the one... that would cool off first, I think, right? Or do I want it the first one that's going in? Because that would cool off last. I don't know if it actually matters. Better go big than sorry, yes. So I would do that. I would do automation steel wire. And there's some automation wires I need to get rid of here. Okay, and let's get our second pump in here. Gas pump out of steel here. Insulator pipe there. And construct that guy. There. Okay. Alright, so it's now just throwing the stuff on the ground because it's all... So I want it to dump it if it's below what temperature? Like 150 degrees maybe? It's below 150. That way it lets it in when it's below 180. Once the rocks... Or that's when it opens the thing to give us more. And once it's below 150... Maybe I should do the same. Yeah, I kind of like having there being a window. So this thermosensor, I don't think you all can see it, but it's basically saying if it's below 180, it's going to let lava in, which is going to turn to igneous rock, get pushed out here. It's going to get picked up, pushed through our system, and sit in here as long as it's above 150. Once it gets below 150, it's going to spit it out and kind of recycle it. I think that's good. And now it picked up a bunch of igneous rock and is going to throw it out. It kind of shows how this system's going to work here. Okay. Turbines start working around 125. Right. And now we got to think about... I want to think about if I want to have the turbines eating the steam at first. Because I might not want them to be working at first as I'm trying to pump the steam into rockets to start out. So I need to think about if I even want to have the steam turbines at first. Because I might just want to keep a thing of steam to send to my rockets. Unless I'm going to constantly pipe in water, which I don't think I want to do at first. So I think what I'm actually going to do is have these not... I can just disable them at first. Let me get the pipes set up, though. I do need to have pipes once they're ready to go. So pipes... So we'll have the water pump out, I guess, just like... I'm gonna have two of them. I guess I need one for each of them, I guess. There. Oh, don't do that. So there to drop there. There to drop there, I guess. Thermo sensor automation to control them even with the system is running. So you're saying make it so they only turn on when we get over a certain temperature, maybe? Or under a certain temperature? I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm just going to plan on them not working at first because I want to make sure this system works. Okay, let me pick up all the junk that's on the ground in here. I think I'm almost ready to start pumping stuff out of here to see about getting this ready to try. Do I have lava yet? 3 more cycles until we have lava. Yeah. What else do we need for this build? I need to figure out what else I need to do here. I need to vacuum this area out, which I'm going to do by... how am I going to do that? I guess I could put a liquid lock into here. Yeah, I'm going to put a liquid lock into here, and then I can get it out after I could pump this out, I think is what I'm going to do. Let me just enclose this for now. Have a room to make a bit of a liquid lock here. Will that work for liquid lock if I just pump this area out? No, not quite. I need to go over 1. Go deconstruct that ladder. We can pump this area out. It's always funky dealing with crazy builds like this. This is untested draft. The rail length is more than likely way too much, so the room might overheat. Think so? Okay. I guess what I do is I leave the steam turbines on for now, because we can always turn them off, you know, if they become an issue, if that makes sense. We can always turn them off, but for now we can just say we're going to have them on. So we can help regulate it so it doesn't get overheated, basically. Stream to rocket needs to keep flowing, otherwise pipes crack. You could maybe dump steam back in the steam room. That's true. Or I could control when I pump it out, you know. I haven't chosen what I'm going to do with this stuff yet. There's gas in here, there's hydrogen in here, so... Guess I can do this and dig across here to reach that. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to want to pump stuff out of there to make it a vacuum. So let's put... We already have this guy here. We can just plug it into here. There, that'll pump it out into space. Seal it in and vented space, but open the doors. Just keep the automation, everything set up before. I don't know what you're talking about, Kotan. Are you talking about the steam or what? Yeah, there's some crap on the ground that's off-gassing. Just to make sure nothing gets touching stuff I don't want it to. Okay. Alrighty, so what was I going to do? Okay, so I made it to get up here. We're going to make our liquid lock here. Control M for liquid lock. Enable. 9. Copy paste. By the way, how are we doing down in our power station and petroleum? Okay, good amount of petroleum. Things still looking good here. This is actually about to cycle here, I think. Pretty soon it's going to cycle through. And my petroleum generators... There they go, they're working. Oh, you know what? I didn't put automation wire on this. So this thing's just burning petroleum right now, which is not a bad thing, but I don't want to just waste petroleum. So if I plug that in, that'll be fine. Scope idle. Yeah, I would probably just vent the steam. It's probably the best thing. Pumping it back could be useful, but won't use steam after the first rocket, so not useful in your opinion. Or say not worth the effort. Here's the idea for the separate pump room. Okay. So you're saying, based on this picture, I guess what you're saying is have these pumps just not even be in this room. I like have doors that I can maybe open with a switch is what you have. And oh, that's a pretty cool idea. So that means when I flip the switch, it opens the doors and steam can go to where I want it to go. And if I close the doors, then I just use it for the power, steam power. Pretty cool idea. I like that idea. I do like that idea, Zoli. Then I can choose when I pump the steam. You want to feed Sixlers? Sixlers is a good idea. Have at least one petroleum generator running permanently. Well, I actually have one natural gas generator basically running permanently, I think. And currently with the way we have it, we have a lot of carbon dioxide. So I don't think I need to have one running permanently, honestly. These are my main power generators, so they're working a lot of the time. So thankfully nothing, it looks like if anything came up, it's dug it out. So I think we're good. My petroleum generators are working all the time. They are my #1 priority power generator, I think. So they are running. They're just running. You are disabled. Because I... Okay, do I want to move? Do I want to be able to control when I pump? You know what? I think I do want to control when I pump. Giggity. So what I'm going to do, and I might... Only one of these things probably doesn't mean I ever expand this. However, I want to have the option. So I'm going to do this. So I have the option to do more of these guys. So I'm going to have the steam room be below here. Have ladders up. And I like your idea, Zoli, of having doors to control when the steam comes through. So what I would do is probably do the doors here. And these doors probably should be out of steel, too, with how hot this is going to get. Or gold would probably be fine. No, I got more. I have more steel than gold anyway. So kind of like that. Door control so I can control my venting. That's right. And then we would have our gas pumps in here. Kind of like this. And then this would be... I need to move my wires now, though. Because that would move heat through. So let me do... Let me go just around. I know it's going to be a little funky, but I don't want to... Actually, no, the wall's going to be there. There. No. To... There. Deconstruct those guys. Then I can put floor all in there, or insulated tile all in there. Liquid lock is full. What liquid lock was full? Oh, this liquid lock's full. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before it overflowed. Okay. Now, what'd be even nicer is if I could get into this room. Maybe do another liquid lock to get in and out of this room, possibly. I don't know if I'll do that. Because we'll just leave that stuff there. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, insulated tile. This does not need to be obsidian. I don't think this can be igneous. There we go. Do I need any other prototype images? You would close Oni any otherwise. I don't think so. No, I think you're good. I think you're good. Let me get my automation stuff. Get rid of that and this temperature sensor. Okay. So basically what this allows us to do is we can open these doors, which I need a switch for. Automation wire. Ah, crap. Crap. Okay, it's fine. Do this. Construct all that. That. We keep changing this build every single 5 seconds. To there. Run it through here. There we go. Okay. I actually need to set this, if it's above 0 degrees, do that. We'll have to put some polluted water in there. Okay. All right. So This is actually vacuuming this out. So it's good that it's doing that. I'm gonna want to vacuum this area out too, so I could start to getting that going. This is not permanent, so I can just do like a iron thing here. And power. Changing and replanning is always a joy. Always a joy. The build is growing organically. That's a great way to say I don't know what the hell I'm doing and didn't plan it. Even separate the hot rooms even more. Just transfer the heat from the hot box to the pump room with metal tiles and a door in the middle controlling if you need steam or not. That sounds more complicated than I want to do right now, honestly. Okay. So, this room is actually already vented. You know, I want to be able to get into here. I want to get into here, be able to get into here without it messing up my build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another liquid lock here. So that would be... this. So, power line, heavy watt wire. Why? Why does it say I can't build that? Because this ladder that's here? Okay, get rid of the ladder, please. Maybe a double liquid lock to insulate better? No, I don't think I need that. Why? Why? Oh, I can't plug that in, that's why. Okay. Ugh. Freaking cancel that then. Alright, I keep... Jesus. Having to change where I put these freaking wires here. Okay. These guys are like, I just built this. I know, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know you just built it, and I keep changing it. Get there. That should let them walk across that. Yeah, the coupling can't overlap. I don't know why, but yes. Figured that out. Okay, there and there. Plumbing. There. I'm doing this so I can open this up and then we can vent this room out. And let me see here. Oh, this okay. That's fine. Salt water is going to go through a pretty hot area, but it is insulated, so that shouldn't be an issue. So liquid, petroleum, enable 9, copy there. Duplicants like to work and trying to kill themselves. Yeah, they love it. This thing might transfer heat between, but since it's going to be a vacuum, I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's going to be in a vacuum there. Hopefully it won't be an issue. All this just to get steam going. You know what this has done? This is just an excuse to buy time for the frickin' volcano to finally do its thing. So... erupts in 11 cycles. This is all just a delaying tactic to actually get our volcano to turn on. That's my excuse here. You don't recommend pipes in any hot room? Alright, I'll change this then. We can have it go around. Which I kind of originally had. I didn't originally have all this... I'm planning on using all this way. So we'll have this go around too, which is just going to be kind of a mess, but that's fine. Go all the way around here to where it's going to go, which is... I can actually dump the water by bridging it onto this guy, so... I'll probably do something like this. and then plug it in when we're ready to use it. Because that will have it go down into here and dump water. That should work. Now my build is add-on compatible. Just beautiful. Okay. Disable. That was fast. Somebody really strong must have brought a lot of petroleum for it to give us that much so fast. Okay, good. So that should be ready to open up, and let's do this as a door, because I'm going to want this not to be normally open. And I can also limit their access. So we'll do it as just a manual airlock. Which, well, I want to ventilate it first, right? Or vacuum this out first. So now, power. Do I care if these doors are powered? I don't think I care if these doors are powered. You know, this is just gonna, it's fine. It's gonna, doors are gonna open anyway. Let's do that. They're all steel. And are you stuck over there? You are stuck over here, aren't you? Way to go, Stuplicant. We'll give a ladder there, and we'll also put a ladder there. That'll let you get there. I might forget about it and it won't be a problem at first, but eventually it might burst. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good to future-proof, basically, right? And plumbing, no. Ventilation. Insulated pipes. And there. Okay, that's right. Our Stuplicants are Stuplicanting again. Alright, and I told them to deconstruct stuff. Are they not doing it because they can't get through the airlock because it's not powered? Well, let's pump this out first, then we'll allow them to go through here. Or maybe I have to power those for them to be able to get in and out. Excuse me. Let's give ourselves a switch. Signal switch. Oh, it's because they have a automation wire and it's red. That's why. Which is actually good. I didn't want them to go in yet. So now I'll be able to. Now I have the power to control who can get in and who can get out. Non-isolated tile and liquid lock are triggering me. Are you talking about this one? Non-isolated tiles. I don't know what you mean. Although this could transfer some temperature. I don't know, man. Probably be best if I didn't have this guy here. Did you mean non-insulated? Maybe you meant non-insulated. You know what, if I do this and move this guy one more time down a space, it's probably the best. Would probably be for the best. Can they reach that? Looks like they can, yeah. Okay. If I build this, then I can replace this one with an insulated tile. I think that's what you're talking about. Let's see. Heavy wire to there and to lag. One more tile, one more tile, one more tile. Okay. Now I can deconstruct that. And we'll fix it, because I wouldn't want anybody to be triggered. Definitely wouldn't want that. Yeah, they deconstruct all the stuff in here I wanted them to deconstruct? I think so. Tell them to move all the stuff off the ground. And get rid of this power line. No, that's not what I want to pick up. Are you stuck, or are you just sitting there for no reason? Oh, you are stuck. Okay. Because I blocked this off. Yes, you're stuck until I rebuild this thing. In German, it's called Isolerung and mixed up a bit. Okay. Alright. Well, I don't know German, so... Deconstruct that guy. Alright, there you go. That should... push that back. Alright, cool. Very nice, very nice. Food debris into storage. Okay, I think we're just about set up. So if I hit this switch, I can close and open the doors. Very nice. You know what? I want to power those anyway, just so it's faster when we do it. Potential for more power usage, but fine. So I don't need this pump in here, and I don't need the power line that connects that pump, or these guys that connect there, or the automation that was hooked in. So okay, all right. I still only want these guys, and you know I'm gonna do the door I was gonna do here. I still only want these guys to pump when it's at a certain temperature. So let me set automation up for that. Thermo sensor right in the middle. Maybe about here. Automation wire. Okay. That's one where we get taught to be false friends. I'm not shitting you. Solierung and something else. Okay. Alright. How many days? 8 cycles. Wow. So it's not dormant anymore, but it still takes a long time until it's active. So I still don't even have the lava to get this done. So I actually have time. But we did vacuum out everything, so that's good. I think we're almost ready to set this up. So if this is... So it'll send a green signal if the temperature is above, say, 150. So we want steam that's above 150 going out. We're going to close this now. And currently we're going to say nobody is allowed in. They're not allowed in there. I'm going to have to remember to change that if I need them to come in and redo buildings and stuff. Okay. So I should pump some water into this room. And I could actually start heating it up just by using the thermal aqua tuner to start. Is everything set up here? This is... I'm a little afraid. I'm missing a power line here. I deconstruct this stuff now. I need to make my mesh tiles here. Rebuild my mesh tiles there. Let me deconstruct these ladders because they're not needed. Okay, so let me get that finished building. Automation set up. This is if it's above 0. I need to put polluted water in there. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Or actually, can I just turn those into mesh tiles? Well, I gotta do it in order so they can reach them anyway. Yep, so I gotta change these to the no longer whatever they are. And I guess we'll see if there's igneous rock on top of here. Will they go through the mesh tile? I don't think they will. Bax is with the 7 months of Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Okay. Just have to grab those. Grab all those. Could do is a second row of insulated here just for us being safe, because that is lava that we're going to be dealing with there. Something like that. Okay, mesh tile here. Because this could go horribly wrong once I add lava to it, or magma. Damage overheated. Liquid reservoir. Why are you overheated? Is it just too hot in this room? Liquid reservoir is made of iron ore. I have a cooling loop. Steam is not hot enough to cool this thing. Let's actually... Okay, let's use our cooling loop to cool this a bit. I didn't expect this to get hot. So, let me see here. There is oxygen here. Yeah, it's just really hot oxygen. I don't have to change out what this is made out of because I have liquid in there, so... If I do this, liquid bridge, and then do some, I probably should do some more aluminum, but if I just do this to cool down a bit, that should be plenty of cooling, I think. Hopefully that will fix that issue. Random thing to overheat. Just my liquid reservoir. What's that? What's that sound I'm hearing? Oh, is that the telescope being used, I guess? Maybe? Let me actually tell them to make some more aluminum too. How are we doing on steel? 10 tons. We've used a bunch of it. Let's make more steel too. Steel, aluminum. That's good for now, I'd say. So aluminum, let's do like 20 aluminum. And then do like 30 more iron to turn our iron into steel. But I wonder if I've turned all of my wolframite into tungsten. Looks like I have. Nice. Okay. We haven't even started building our rockets yet, but we gotta get our rocket fuel first, you know? You gotta get your rocket fuel. We can't reach that, eh? Can they reach it if I do this? This is where it's gonna flow through. That'll let us reach it and we'll rebuild that. Crap. This cannot be iron. This has to be steel. These need to be steel mesh tiles. That's a telescope. You love the animation of the dupes in there? Yeah, it's cool. I don't know that I've heard that sound before, or at least not noticed it anyway. That should be reachable now, right? Yes. Alright, so steel. There. Telescope idle. With our Chef Shogi, who, along with being a chef, is also an amazing astronomer. He wears many hats. Speaking of hats, my people down here are probably way ready to get at what they've been doing. Okay, so you will be constructing. Banhi, you love critter ranching. I think I was going to get you for your critter ranching. Okay, we'll go for that. You got construction. We'll give you at least this amount of digging. Okay, you're good. So I need to let Math Champ and Banhi are ready to go out. So exosuit and exosuit hats. They've probably been ready for a while. Sorry you've just been training on your hamster wheel, but you know, you are very fit people, Math Champ and Banhi. You're so very fit. And then I need to change their priorities. So they're gonna be Math Champ will be building, digging, supplying, and other stuff. Hiding's good too, so that mainly building, but you will help with other stuff. And then Banhi, you're gonna be ranching when you can do it. Then you can help with building and other stuff. There, so mainly ranching and then other stuff when you're not ranching. Should be good. Should be good. Toggling short. Yay for hats! Speaking of, you're done training, so... Oh, they just got done, so... Oh. There, now you should no longer be doing that, and you can go get your hat. Go put on your brand new hat, and oh god, there's water everywhere. My polluted water is starting to overflow. That's something I better not let become an issue. This is the first time I've had blue water get this full. So what can I do with my polluted water? I've been focusing on other stuff for so long. Interesting title, He Who Wears Many Hats. Imagine a dupe with 10 different hats on top of each other. That would be pretty funny. Can I run through... I can run polluted water through a sieve and then have it be clean water. I don't really want it to go anywhere. Reed fibers, arbor acorns. It's true, I could just pump it into something. I definitely don't need reed fiber. Guess if I just put like a little arbor acorn farm in here, maybe. I guess. I don't want to spend a lot of time with this. You know, I kind of just want to make an overflow. What the hell is that thing doing there? Well, how many arbor acorn seeds do I have? 30. Sieving makes contaminated, polluted dirt. Well, sieving giving me polluted dirt is actually a good thing. So I could feed, if I had a poke shell, which I do have a poke shell in here. Actually feed the poke shell. Maybe I could actually... You know what? Let's start a quick little arbor acorn farm. I don't want to spend a lot of time building this because this is not my focus right now. But if I just did a quick... How tall does it need to be? How much space do they need? Is it like every other one would I do? One can never have enough reed fiber, especially tapping into space, getting iso resin. Let's do arbor acorns. Let's just do that. Because I might want more stuff for the whatchamacallits, for those guys who eat polluted dirt. Might want that, who knows. There. This. Get rid of those pipes. You need a 2 gap, 3 high free, and 2 between. Okay, alright, alright. So 2 between, huh? Cancel all that crap then. Except I do want you to deconstruct that. And deconstruct that. Okay, so deconstruct those guys. So 2 between, okay. Tell I haven't done arbor acorns very often. 2. 2. I won't have space there. How big can a farm be? Can I just do a quick little vertical farm here? Room overlay for greenhouse is 96. Let's see. What is 12 times 9? Need my calculator. 9 times 2, 18. I don't know the numbers. So 96, this is straight across. It's 24 times 4. Let's just see. Farm tiles contaminate your dupes with germs. If it's... what? The hell? Farm tile? I have never worried about germs with farm tiles before. I have never let that bother me at all. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's see here. Arbor acorn, plant, copy, paste. I've never heard anybody say anything about germs and farm tiles before. Okay, so... And we do like doors. Crap, I did this one too short. You know, whatever. I don't really care about this that much. I just want to use up my water, so. Liquid pump about to right here. Insulated pipe. I'm using the wrong goddamn farm tiles. Jesus Christ. Cancel all of this. Cancel. Deconstruct. Deconstruct. Frickin' hell. Wrong tiles. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Hydroponic farm tiles. That's what I need. And while I'm doing it, let's fix what the heights. Did I want 4? Did I want 3 high? I want this to be all one room, actually. I would want it to be 3 high, so just cancel, deconstruct. Let's go 3 high. Oh my god. So what happens if I try to rush through a build? I'm not smart enough or know enough about this game to frickin' do fast builds. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. Look at that guy falling for eternity. What a way to go. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Frickin' frick. Hydroponic farm tiles. Really help if I knew what the hell I was doing. Yay, more dupes? No, I'm not making more dupes. Blue water is contaminated with food poisoning. Once your dupes pump the pea water and put it in the tiles, they are drenched in germs. I won't be pitcher pumping it. I'm going to liquid pipe it. Or pump it. So I don't know I just don't know what you think is going to happen with this build, Zoli. I'm going to pump it with this. That's a large potential load. Not a large potential load there. This can be lead. No, not lead for these guys. That's fine. Okay. This is Arbor Acorn plant copy there. And then insulated. There. Now you're no longer triggered? Okay, great. If any clean water gets in there because this random clean water, is that going to be an issue? I hope not. Yeah. So now, is there any way to make this one room so I can actually have it be a farming room too, I wonder? Possibly. Maybe I can make it work. So how many tiles will this be if I close this in like this, I guess? Now I'm using 9 times 70 liters of pea water, 630 liters of pea water per cycle, and that previously was me getting triggered by you placing farm tiles instead of hydroponics. Okay, great. Good. Glad I ended your triggering. All right, so put station there, maybe even make this a farm station or whatever. Arbor trees don't like clean water, no idea why. Maybe not enough nutrients. Maybe not, I don't know. Farm plot inoperable. Guess because no irrigation. Guess they'll be able to do that. And I put it up here on purpose because I don't want it to use up all the pea water. Watch Snivy, thank you so much for the 8 months. Appreciate the Twitch Prime, my friend. You rock. So this is gonna like basically pump this out until it gets to this level. And we'll have some extra pea water if I need it for something. You're triggered that Rand won't pick any dupes. Well, I don't care if I trigger you, Moodno. Look at all that Paku, by the way. God, that's crazy. Build this. I'm triggered because they won't build this damn thing. Build it. Priority 9. This and this, please. That's what I'm triggered by. Speaking of triggering people. Hope my lava thing up top is about to create lava soon, I hope. I mean, this is reachable, right? Build the damn thing. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so let's see. Does this make this a room? Nope, it's 101 tiles. So I need 5 less tiles. I'm trying to put these tiles where it'll still be a room. 2, 3, so I need 2 more. So if I take away a little bit of their growing right there. So let's do it this way. If I do that and cancel that guy, it'll look funky, but it'll take a little bit of growing away, and it'll be an exact size room for it to be a farm or whatever. So that should be right. Hey, they're growing. Nice. All right, they are growing. And if clean water goes in there, will it just be like wrong element and reduce some of their growing? Because if that's the case, then I don't care. There we go. We got our 96 tile greenhouse farm. Priorities. Do I have anybody who does farming? I have some people who do it as a backup when they're not ranching, so we'll keep that. All right, cool. So hopefully that will deal with our pea water overflowing ever. So, cool. Alrighty, so let's see if we can finish this crazy build up here. Wow, this is a pretty complicated setup we got going here. Alrighty, so I need to pump water into here, and I need to get polluted water into my cooling loop. So let's get the cooling loop going first. See, and I'm gonna do this. Oh my gosh, $2 from Watch Snivy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. I want to get the water out of this little side thing here. Rubber tree farming, farm station is pointless because its speed bonus only works while growing trunks, but not worth growing branches. Well, Strezix, I'm not getting that for the speed of farming. I'm doing it for the room bonus for my duplicants. Every time you build a room, I think it slightly improves morale. So that's really the only reason I did that. I don't really care about them growing faster because I'm not doing it for the arbitrary stuff. There we go. With wrong liquid, the growth is stopped, and the liquid will stay in the farm box. Really? Well, then I guess I could do the... I can do the... powerless filter thing, right? Where is it? I'm so confused. Where's my base? Do the powerless filter and have the water go where I want it to go. Where is it? Or just try to clean up the random bits of clean water I have. I guess I could do that. I don't love that, but I've dealt with that before, so I guess I'll do that. Just mop it up. Never seen this game before, Weapon to Space? What's it about? This game is a colony building game. So think RimWorld or other colony building games. You're 5 hours in the game. How did you learn to do all this fancy cool stuff? Did you research it or work it out? Sort of hit a dead end, although you're only 5 hours in. When I first started, I didn't watch any videos or anything. And the deeper you get in this game, the more complicated it gets. The kind of more help you need from experts. So I would recommend, if you would like to learn the game from somebody who is way more knowledgeable than I am, watch Francis John's videos on YouTube. Francis John is the YouTube expert on one of the many, but probably the best, the most watchable, and has some of the coolest builds, and is approachable, maybe you could say. Never seen this game before. What's about? Yeah, so it's a colony building, micromanaging game. RimWorld plus Factorial. There you go. It's pretty good. Pretty good comparison. Okay. Mop up all this stuff. Mop it up. No clean water in our polluted water tank. Have this little tiny bit of clean water in here. Is there any way I can get rid of that? Why is it saying unreachable? Can they really not crawl across there? There. Yeah, Francis John's tutorial nuggets is where I've learned so much about this game. Francis got the most practical and robust builds and tutorials. Yeah, you can tell there's lots of fans for Francis John around here. He does good work. He does good work.
Thank you for the follow.
Change this.
Thank you for following.
And who was that? And Dial Bluff, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. If I do that and then deconstruct this guy, I'll be able to mop that up. Why is it still unreachable? What? Go across here. Really? It's unreachable? Can you not jump from there? I guess if I build that, I think they can jump across there. Right, printables. But yes, this game is definitely can be overwhelming. One of my friends from college saw me playing it one day and messaged me on Steam. He's like, "Oh, I love this game, but I get about 10 hours in and I'm like, I don't know how to do anything more complicated, so I give up." There we go. Now we can reach that. Like, yeah, I would have too if I didn't have a stream with people to help me and Francis John videos to learn the game better. Learn the game better, so. Alright, so we should be able to get rid of all this clean water, I believe. There's a couple more here, which I might have to move some stuff to make that available. I'm not gonna need this pitcher pump for a while, so I can do that. Place it with a ladder to get across. Okay, one little bit of water there, and we are about good. Okay, reach that mop. Yep, they can reach that. Once they build that, we can mop this. Okay, and we should have only polluted water in here, no clean water. Unless it freezes. Let me pick up all liquefiables up off the ground in here. There we go. That should do it. And I can get rid of all this random crap I have in here. Replace this guy. That sound. What a rough day that May is having over there. Rough day. Liquefiable. No, it's not liquefiable. It's actual liquid. There. 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 Take care that the contaminated water doesn't go into your clean water tank. Why would it go into my clean water tank? This is where dirty water goes. This is where clean water goes. It's already set up that way. Okay, and then get the deodorizer back here so polluted auctions clean before it comes through, and that should be good. Should be able to deconstruct all these these mesh tiles here. And I guess I can leave that there. The germy clean water. Oh, you know what? I think we're long past that. We're long past that. It's been this way for a long time. Water has fallen on the ground and gone into this. Germy clean water doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because they don't drink it. It goes in the water cooler, but this thing is disabled so that you just get the bonus, but they don't actually drink it. It doesn't actually matter. Yeah, they get a little germy, but they wash themselves off when they come out of there. We are long past that point. All right. Okay. But that's probably germ-covered barbecue. I guess, are there germs getting in the refrigerator, I wonder? I don't know. A little food poisoning never hurt nobody. Except my duplicants. And who cares about them? Okay, alright, so we got water in here. That's probably plenty of water. It's been flowing this whole time. I didn't actually mean for it to flow that long, but that's okay. There we go. Alright, so we got water in here. So now what we need to do is get polluted water into our cooling loop, and this will actually start slowly turning this to steam. So I need to get... Where's my loop start? I do liquid bridge to there. There. Liquid pump. Right there. Why can't I place a tile there? Ah, there's a power line. Okay, cancel that. These frickin', I swear, these heavy watt wires are just causing issues no matter where I go. Okay, fine. It's fine. We'll do this here. No. Regular tiles, just do like 4 regular tiles here so I can do this. Do a little liquid pump. Action with a bottle emptier into there. Need power, and we can plug this in heavy watt wire because I don't care. This is a temporary thing. Everything's temporary. One day your dupes won't be able to leave the WC, the bathroom, because of these germs. Well, if they did change it so that germs were a bigger deal, then yeah. You know what I don't have? I don't have storage for this. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I don't have the backup for this liquid loop, but this liquid loop's just to keep these guys cool, so it should be fine. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about. Water flows into here when I do this switch, so I need to make sure. This shouldn't be water for long. We're going to be turning this into steel. So I am going to need to toggle this thing eventually, so okay. Alright, how long till we get lava? 2 cycles, 2 more days. Okay, so this is gonna be polluted water. There. Alright, and get this loop going. This will start heating stuff up and slowly turn it to steam. But the lava will help do it much more efficient. Oh, I didn't finish my other tiles here. Okay, so I need to get steel mesh tiles, 2 more places here. There. You know what? I need to fill in some doors here too. Let me see what the build looks like down here. So that's all covered in, and then a little space above there. Okay. Let me get that filled in. These are going to be obsidian. Fill in some blocks up here. Like that, I believe. Is that right? Yes, 1 over. Okay, good. And then there'll be 1 right there after they build those. Should be good. And I need to fill this in and that in, so we won't need to get in back in here after we build these guys. Good, you built the right one first so that we can reach the others. Boss, I got food poisoning again. That's the 10th time this month, and it's the 12th cycle of the month. Damn, that is unreachable. Okay, if I put a ladder here, that's probably reachable. Let's just do this as an obsidian ladder, though. There. Well, whose fault is that? Boss, it's your fault because you keep making me eat this stuff. Well, you know, wash your food and hands. Wash your food and hands. Actually, how is the barbecue get germy when they're cooking it? That's what I want to know. Is that still unreachable? It's because this is locked. So, okay. Now is it reachable? Nope, it's unreachable because of that. I'm actually, the thing I'm most worried about is actually the automation on this thing. The automation might not work with the way we did this. Okay, I think I need to deconstruct this thing just to make them be able to reach it. Yes, they will pick that up. But I can put this guy here to create our lava blade, as it's called. Okay, there we go. Now we can do steel door back in place. And do this back on its correct thing here. Alright, so this lava blade is all set up. What we're going to do is we're going to wait till we have lava. We're going to save it before we open this up and see if the automation works correctly here. Also, these germs survive an effing planet cracking event. They are hardy as heck. Does anyone know what zombie spores do? It can be bad if it gets out of hand, but I've never actually let my people get I've never actually had it go bad. So I've only heard what can happen. Haven't actually experienced myself. Do that. See the igneous rock. Okay, I think good to go. I didn't connect this pipe apparently. And we probably have too much stuff in here. This is not a super long pipe here. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna build this pipe so we can have our liquid loop thing here. Telescope idle and printables has probably been yelling at me for a while. All right. Oh, we're almost done with our telescope. That's cool. Poke shells. Okay. They basically stop doing anything. -10 to all stats if they get infected. Yikes. Contact in any form. Okay. Circuit overloaded, and then it went away. Okay. I want to pick this stuff up before this thing goes in half a cycle. So priority 9 here and here. And let me save. We're getting close to trying this build out. All this just to frickin' make some steam, man. We could have done a much simpler build for steam, I'm sure. But hey, hopefully this will eventually give us power. Okay. I'm gonna rebuild this. I just don't want crap on the ground when this lava's about to do its thing. There. Okay. And you know what? I kind of do want a storage thing so that this is not. You know what I'll do is I won't plug it in yet, but I'll put a storage here thing just to hold this polluted water so it's not sitting on the ground. Shitting on the ground. There, that should clean out that and just store it. Even the plant spitting out, what is it? The zombie spores. Why would you place them in your base except making a killing room for dupes? You're back and you have the most powerful soup known to mankind. I don't know what that is, but okay. Empty pipe. Did I? Oh, whoops. Well, I set up my pipes wrong. Plumbing, insulated. That's right. And I need to let them through here, so we can now go through. Get rid of that too. French onion soup is the most powerful known to man. Good to know. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. That's gonna pour water in here if I let them in there. Okay. Jesus. Automation thing. I need to separate this. And now can I tell them to open this? If I let them open it, maybe that will let them get in there and do this. I'm not going to destroy it. If I just open it, I think I can do that, and then I can change it back to auto to plug it back in. Okay, there we go. Right, so I just need to make that, and then we'll start heating this room up. Oh, we got lava! Hot lava. Got ourselves some hot lava, baby. Wow, that's a lot of lava, actually. I don't know that I was expecting that much. Okay. All right. We're about ready to see if this build works. Oh, God. Just make the damn thing. Holy crap. Priority 9. Just do it. I think this build is ready to go. I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a lot of changes to make this thing work, so we'll have to see. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to start heating up the room. Although this is not going to provide a lot of heat because my water is already pretty cold. But okay, so I can do this back to auto. And then plug back in. We're going to give this a try, and then we're going to take our final break of the day. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I don't even have to cancel that. Put it on auto. I guess it's fine. Okay. I'm going to let them do that so they're not trying to do anything else in here. Okay. And cold damage. What the hell? What the actual hell? Fucking hell, man. And it's saving it right now. What just happened? Did it freeze in the pipes? What's happening? Did it literally just save? God damn this fucking game sometimes, I swear. It literally just saved right after it broke. Are you fucking kidding me right now? No, I have a thermometer. It's right, it's up here. But it's probably too far away. Well, okay, so much for me testing this shit. It just broke before I even started the goddamn thing. Let me do a new save. Well, how long was my recent save? It was only like 5 minutes ago. Alright, I'm probably going to load my game, because that's going to be a big pain in the ass. It's going to put polluted oxygen in this thing. I'm going to have to pump it out again, so... Really quickly, my friends, I'm standing stretch, use the restroom, take my last break of the day. Goddamn freaking oxygen not included. One little tiny thing, and it just breaks all to hell. So, quick 6 second word of the ads when we come back before I fix this and get it working. Y'all rock. See you in a bit, my friends. Frickin' game, man.